Kylie Jenner just dropped something new, and people are genuinely asking what she's even doing anymore. This isn't just another product launch. It feels like a full identity shift, and not everyone is buying it. While Kylie has the internet confused, her sister, Khloe Kardashian, is dealing with something way more frustrating behind the scenes, because two men from her past just brought her name back into headlines, and the reaction has been brutal. And trust me, it only gets worse from here. So Kylie decided to expand her Sprinter brand, but instead of doubling down on what people already knew, she flipped the entire concept. She introduced something called K2O, a hydration-focused product with electrolytes, collagen, and ingredients meant to improve your skin from the inside. On paper, it sounds like a smart wellness move, but here's where people got confused. Sprinter was originally tied to ready-to-drink alcohol, and now suddenly it's about hydration, recovery, and beauty from within. Fans immediately started asking the obvious question. Wait, is this still an alcohol brand? Or did she just completely switch lanes overnight? Because the messaging didn't make it clear, and that confusion spread fast.
This is K2O by Sprinter, our first line of advanced skin hydration mixes. We are hydrating our skin from within. We're hydrating our body, we're hydrating our skin, we're staying beautiful. All 2026 is about doing things outside of our comfort zone. Okay, be serious, Kylie. This contains Verisol, collagen peptides. They're the most studied collagen peptides with proven benefits. Increase skin elasticity, fine lines and wrinkles, hydrates your skin from within. Then we added hyaluronic acid and 5 different electrolytes. We also don't have as much sodium as other brands because I was realizing other brands I was using before had 1,000 milligrams of sodium, which was like, I was retaining water, it was making me bloated, and it's also too much to be taking every day. So we put in the perfect amount to keep you hydrated every day, and they're delicious. This is our variety pack. Our flavors, we have strawberry, lychee, watermelon, lime, and peach. Don't ask me to pick a favorite because I love them all. Very cute. 0 sugar, 10 calories, and no artificial flavors or colors.
But the product itself wasn't even the main issue. What really got people talking was the way Kylie presented it. In her promo, she talked about stepping outside her comfort zone, tying that idea to launching what is basically flavored electrolyte sticks. People didn't hold back. Some were joking, but others were genuinely confused. Like, how exactly is this outside your comfort zone? You're still in beauty, still in lifestyle, still selling a product tied to appearance. So what actually changed? To be fair, some fans think she was referencing a meme about herself, playing into that whole realizing things moment she had earlier. But not everyone saw it that way. There were comments saying she sounded like she didn't fully understand what she was promoting, and others straight up said she didn't even know what she was talking about. And once that kind of narrative starts picking up, it's hard to stop. But then people noticed something even stranger. Right before announcing this new product, Kylie wiped the entire Sprinter Instagram page. Gone. Which made everything even more confusing, because now it looked like she wasn't just launching something new, she might be replacing the original idea completely. And here's where things get interesting. Kylie hasn't clearly explained it, so fans are left guessing. Is Sprinter still alcohol? Is K2O a separate brand? Or is this a full rebrand happening quietly behind the scenes? That silence is making her feel unpredictable again, because this isn't the only random move she's made recently. She's hinted at acting, and she randomly appeared on a track with Yeet with almost no promotion. No buildup, no explanation, it just dropped. That's what's throwing people off. It feels like she's doing a lot, but not telling anyone what the bigger plan actually is. And while that confusion is building around Kylie, Khloe is dealing with something way more personal, because somehow, Tristan Thompson is still bringing her up again. In a recent interview, he was asked a simple question about something he's randomly good at, and he said, memory. Harmless, right? But then when he was asked about his favorite memory, he immediately went back to Khloe and their first meeting, describing it in full detail. What she wore, how she looked, even small specifics most people wouldn't remember after a decade.
What's something you're randomly good at that has nothing to do with basketball or business?
What I'm randomly good at. Yeah, that's what I'm at. So I have a memories elephant. I don't forget anything.
So what's your favorite memory?
Ooh, my favorite memory would be my blind date with Khloe. I met her. At a Bel Air Hotel blind date. I remember exactly what she had on. She had a leave-in conditioner in her hair. She had one of them, like those hats that we used to wear, like the Smokey the Bear hats. Yep, bodysuit, good American jeans on. I remember exactly everyone that was there. So
how do you know what she was wearing?
I mean, I paid attention. She stood up. I looked at her.
Like even the tags, like that's pretty impressive.
I was on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the surface, it sounds sweet, but people weren't reacting like that at all. They're looking at his history and then hearing him romanticize the past like nothing ever happened. And that disconnect is what's bothering people. It raises a bigger question. Why are you still talking about her like this after everything that went down? But that wasn't even the part that annoyed people the most. In the same conversation, Tristan claimed that all of his relationships are on good terms, that everyone gets along, that it's basically one big happy situation. And let's just say people are not convinced. If you look at the timeline, things don't exactly line up cleanly. There's been overlap, drama, accusations, all of it. So when he says everything is peaceful now, a lot of people online are questioning that hard. Some believe it, others think it's damage control. And then came the moment that really shifted the conversation, because Khloe's name came up again. But this time, it wasn't Tristan, it was Lamar Odom. With the release of his documentary, Khloe's past with him is back in the spotlight. And if you remember that time, it was intense. She stayed by his side during one of the most serious moments of his life, even after they had already separated. And for years, people have said the same thing. She went above and beyond. But now, people feel like that effort isn't being fully acknowledged. Because when Lamar was asked about that period, he did recognize that she helped him, but he emphasized something else more. He called it a miracle and said God played the biggest role.
Yeah. In the documentary, it talks about the fact that Khloe stepped in, tried to keep everybody out so that you could just get better, and you know she stayed by your side
for 4 months.
For 4 months.
Yeah.
After filing for divorce.
Yeah.
When you look back on that time, I mean, I have to say a lot of us were saying, you know what, Khloe, she rode hard for you. You know?
Yeah, she did. She took care of me. But God took care of me the most.
And instantly, people reacted. Not because of what he said, but because of what they felt was missing. A stronger acknowledgement, a clearer appreciation. And that reaction only grew stronger when more details resurfaced. Because Khloe had previously shared something that completely changed how people saw that situation. She revealed there was a moment where a life-ending decision was being discussed. And according to her, she stepped in. She stayed. She made sure he got through it, even while dealing with everything emotionally herself. Hearing that, a lot of people came to the same conclusion. She didn't just support him. She fought for him. So now, when they hear him downplay that moment even slightly, it doesn't sit right. And the internet has been loud about it, saying she deserved more credit, more recognition, more respect. But honestly, this isn't a new pattern. When you zoom out, people are starting to connect the dots. They see someone who shows up fully for the people she loves, who stays loyal even when things get messy. And then they see how those same situations end, with her giving everything and not always getting the same energy back. That's where the conversation shifts, because now it's not just about Tristan or Lamar. It's about Khloe herself and the choices she keeps making. At some point, people start asking a difficult question. Is she being taken advantage of? Or is she choosing to stay in situations that keep repeating the same outcome? And that's the part nobody can fully agree on. But one thing is clear. This entire situation, from Kylie's confusing moves to Khloe's emotional history, has people watching this family closer than ever. And right now, they're not staying quiet about what they see.